We're joined by Ben Shaw. Ben is a veteran peer specialist with the Virginia Wounded Warrior Program. Ben, tell us about the program.
Virginia Wounded Warrior Program is a state entity. It falls under the Department of Veteran Services, Virginia's Department of Veteran Services. An arm of that is the Virginia Wounded Warrior Program, and that is people like me, also some counselors, clinicians, and therapists scattered throughout the state in partnership with community service boards. And we attempt to embed in the community, everything that's available for veterans, guardsmen, reservists, and their families, and ultimately we can point them in the right direction, whether that be for sometimes financial assistance, counseling for PTSD, just what's out there, what kind of nonprofits, what kind of perks and neat things are available, veteran discounts, veteran-friendly businesses, employers, employment. Try to point them in the direction we possibly can. Just know everything that's out there for them.
You come into this with experience, a couple of tours as a combat journalist. Talk about that experience.
Well, let's back up. My actual experience that readied me for this position was the fact I served as a Marine.
Okay.
I did 3 tours as a Marine infantryman in Iraq, 2 were combat tours, and the 3rd tour was as an instructor.
Okay.
Then I got out in 2007. I went through the full rigmarole of transitioning myself. So many of these issues that are important to me are because I've gone through them. And then later in 2009, I went back as a journalist to Iraq, and in 2010 to Afghanistan as a journalist.
So a question then, as a person who served towards in the active duty Marines and then go back as a journalist. I mean, I'm sure that made your experience as a journalist much richer. You knew the ins and outs of what folks on the front lines are dealing with.
You know the ins and outs, and you're pretty much accepted right off the bat. I mean, yeah, who the heck is this? And I understand it because journalists don't have the habit of advocating the people they're writing about. They tend to find the juiciest, most insipid thing they can find and publish that. For me, it helped foster immediately a level of trust with the men and women with whom I was embedded. But again, I still had to work to gain that confidence and maintain it by proving through words and through deed that I was there to support them and advocate for them, as opposed to entertain the public or make money off the posts.
Sure. I guess it seems, and this is maybe my slightly uneducated view about this, but because maybe advances in medicine, we have a lot more people surviving battlefield injuries maybe than we did in previous wars. As a result, we have a lot more wounded warriors back. So the numbers of people who are dealing with programs like the Virginia Wounded Warrior Program probably much greater than in previous wars.
Well, there's two things. There's 2 things at play. First of all, you're correct. Because of advancements in body armor and also medicine itself, field medicine, trauma medicine, some of the most innovative life-saving procedures are taking place in tents, or were taking place in tents in Iraq or Afghanistan. So yes, to answer that question, there's a lot more survival of very horrible, terrible attacks. The second thing I want to distinguish is the Virginia Wounded Warrior Program, despite the name, does not just reach out and serve those who've been wounded. We actually serve and support and really reach out to all veterans, all guardsmen, all reservists, and the families of all 3, regardless of the era in which they served, regardless of their age, regardless of gender, and also regardless of discharge status. So whereas the VA will only see a patient who received an honorable discharge, I will certainly help and do everything I possibly can for someone who has a dishonorable discharge, or other than honorable, or general and honorable, other than honorable conditions. The point being, we cast a very, very wide net.
Yeah.
Throughout the state of Virginia, just veterans, you're looking at about 817,000. If you add in all the families and formers and whatnot, you're looking well over a million.
Wow. Interesting numbers there. And you date back, I mean, I'm sure World War II, Korean War, because you cover such a wide net. I mean, at least that far back, I'm sure among the people you work with.
You encounter fewer and fewer World War II people. The reality is, we try to catch people. This is my personal philosophy. No one's written this down for me. I like to catch people and help them essentially before they need help. What helps people is not financial assistance or PTSD counseling, for example. What helps people is having friends and network of loved ones and companions and confidants on whom they can lean and who support each other and edify each other. So a lot of what I do is simply connect people and then step away.
Sure.
The group we most like to target within that very wide net I told you about is combat veterans. The theory being that the things they've experienced have made them particularly sensitive, or it sort of got a cut against them that you have to sort of move beyond. But again, anyone who's served in the military, anybody especially served overseas, and definitely combat veterans, we'll do anything we possibly can to help them. 95% of what we do is point to someone else who knows the answer better than we do.
Sure.
I'm not trying to recreate or duplicate anything anybody else is doing. you don't have the money to budget for that or the network of people.
Mhm.
We know somebody who may.
Yeah.
We can point you to them.
Important role as connector then.
Exactly.
One to
Research,
the other.
gatekeeper, this community fixture, if you will. Politicians without political platforms. That's not relevant. We're here to help you as
Sure.
best we can, any way we can.
So among the things you do, outreach events, you have something coming up in Charlottesville in March. Talk about that if you
Yes, March 22nd, through my partnership with Region 10, their Power of 10 speaking series. I'm their first speaker, 22nd of March, 6 p.m. at Old Lynchburg Road, the Region 10 office. I think it's 502 Old Lynchburg Road. I'll be speaking for about 45 minutes on my favorite subject, which isn't PTSD or traumatic brain injuries or combat. My favorite subject is the process of going from very successful, comfortable combatant to civilian, and really having the rug pulled out from underneath you. What do? You know, all these things used to define yourself, that used to determine your own purpose or identity, no longer mean anything. Who are you? Where are you? What are you here for? And what are you going to do next? And how are you going to pick up and move forward? Not move on, move forward and find some higher meaning in life.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's significant to me is because I struggle with that myself. Getting out in 2007 was not a fun time at all. And it is my personal goal to A, keep people from going there if possible, B, raise awareness to the community. Okay? Community, this is what we go through. This is us. Let's move these two groups which don't really communicate very well and don't understand each other very well closer together. Because in reality, the veterans need the public. They need a very strong, warm, patient embrace when they come back from wherever it is they've been. And the more the public knows about that, the more civilians know about what we really need, the better they can reach out to us and tolerate us, because we're a bit difficult at times.
Well, we'll have more information on our website, AugustaFreePress.com, about the talk and just about Ben as well, for you to be able to connect with him, and maybe he can point you in a direction as you need to go. Well, Ben, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.